Hello bookworms! I am back with another installment of news and stuff. There have been so many announcements in the past 2 weeks since my last video, so I am here to make another one for you guys. There's been a lot of cover reveals, there's been a lot of adaptation news, so those are like the two main categories, and then I also have a bunch of streaming stuff to tell you because I just feel like every day there's been news lately. It's been like wild, so this was a good time for me to decide to start doing more of these. So first, it's been announced that Tamora Pierce's Tortell universe is going to be adapted by Lionsgate into a television series. There are 22 novels in total in Tamora Pierce's universe at the moment, so I think that a television show was the right choice for this because hopefully they'll be able to incorporate as many storylines as they possibly can. But this is all like super early stages. They're still looking for a showrunner. There's no news of casting or writers or production or like literally anything like that. It's just the announcement that it's been optioned by Lionsgate, and Tamora Pierce fans are so excited about this. I'm honestly surprised that it took so long for someone to pick up her universe. Next, it was announced that Sabaa Tahir's An Ember in the Ashes series is going to be getting a graphic novel prequel series. It's going to be a trilogy, and the first one's going to be called A Thief Among the Trees. That first one's going to be released in July of 2020 by Boom Studios. Boom is the comic publisher that puts out titles like Lumberjanes and Over the Garden Wall, so I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. Like I said, it's going to be a prequel trilogy, so we're going to find out a whole lot more about the school and just the way that the world worked before we first met Leia and Elias and Helene in that first book, An Ember in the Ashes. I'm pretty excited about it. I really love this world, so I'm definitely here for like anything else that they're going to be revealing to us in it. And then speaking of graphic novels, it was also announced that Alexandra Bracken's debut novel, Brightly Woven, is going to be adapted into a graphic novel. It's going to be coming out on June 2nd, 2020, which is actually only a little over 10 years since the original novel debuted. From what I understand, there are going to be some significant changes from the novel to the graphic novel, and I believe that the characters are going to be aged down, but I'm not too sure of the changes outside of that because I never actually got to read Brightly Woven. Unfortunately, it went out of print and got super expensive. And then this was just a fun little thing that I read. There's going to be a Harry Potter knitting book coming out. It's called Harry Potter Knitting is Magic. It's by Tanis Gray, and it is going to be a 200-page book with over 28 patterns. From the preview that I saw online, it looks like we're going to get patterns for house scarves and for like a little Hedwig plush, and there's also a Cornish pixie, and this one's going on sale on January 28th of 2020, so while you're stuck inside in the freezing cold, you can knit up some Harry Potter stuff. Next, we're going to be talking about so many cover reveals. First, Julie Kagawa is celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Iron Fae series, and in order to celebrate, they're all going to be re-released with brand new covers, and let me tell you, they are so much better than the originals. I think that they are beautiful. They kind of remind me of the Cruel Prince kind of covers, which is probably what they were going for in the redesign, but I think that they really work. So first, we have the cover for The Iron King, and you may note there is a tiny sticker on the bottom there that says, with an exclusive excerpt of the new Iron Fae book, The Iron Raven. So there's not really any news on that aside from the fact that Julie is obviously going to be revisiting this world. Then we have the cover for The Iron Daughter, the cover for The Iron Queen. This one I really love. I love like the necklace. It actually kind of reminds me of a necklace that I had and wore all the time when I was younger. And finally, The Iron Knight. So like I said before, I think that all of these are really beautiful, and it actually kind of makes me want to potentially finish the series because the covers really are very pretty. Then we got the reveal for Unravel the Dusk by Elizabeth Lim. This is the second book in the Spin the Dawn duology, and I think this one is really, really gorgeous. It goes very well with the first cover in the series, and this one's going to be coming out in July of 2020. Then I'm pretty sure that I reported this a couple news videos ago, but we got a cover for Greythorn by Crystal Smith, which is the second book in the Bloodleaf series, but it has since been announced that the series is going to undergo a cover change, and they released another new cover for Greythorn. This one is an illustrated style. I think it's really pretty. The one thing that I will say though is it feels like a lot of face. The first book is also going to get a redesign to match the second cover, but that hasn't yet been revealed. I personally really liked the covers of Bloodleaf and Greythorn, so I am kind of on the fence about this redesign. I'm curious to see what the first one will look like, and maybe that will change my opinion. We also got a cover reveal for You Say It First by Katie Cotugno. I think this one is also super beautiful. I love the pink and I love the illustrated cover. And then speaking of Katie Cotugno and illustrated covers, I know that I never talked about it in a video, but all of her backlist books have been redesigned with illustrated covers as well. They're very, very cute. I actually have a couple of them already. The two that are currently up for pre-order are Fireworks and How to Love, both of which I have pre-ordered. They also redid the covers for 99 Days, 9 Days and 9 Nights, and Top 10. And I also really love the spines. They look really pretty together. Then we got a cover for One of Us Is Next by Karen M. McManus. This is the second book after One of Us Is Lying. Pretty excited about this because I definitely enjoyed her first novel. Then we have a cover for We Are the Wildcats by Siobhan Vivian. I am so excited for Siobhan Vivian's next book. I really loved Stay Sweet like so much, so I'm eager to see what she has next. I will say that the premise doesn't sound as intriguing to me because it's some kind of sports team and I really am not like a sports person. I did really love Stay Sweet, so I do want to read more of her stuff, and I actually want to get to some of her backlist books too. Random tangent that my brain is having at the moment. Then we got the cover for Chanel Clayton's next book. This one I think is stunning. It's called The Last Train to Key West, and I'm pretty sure that this one is also connected to her first two books. Then we got the US cover reveal for Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. This is so beautiful. I personally did not like the second US cover, which is why I opted to buy the UK versions. This US version of the third book is making me rethink all of my choices. I think it's really beautiful. I think I still do like the UK ones a bit better, but this is just gorgeous. We also got the cover for Liberté. I'm probably saying that incorrectly, but this is the second book after Enchantée by Gita Trelease. This one's coming out in July of 2020. Then we have the cover for This Coven Won't Break by Isabel Sterling. This is the second book in the These Witches Don't Burn series. I think this is another cute cover, and I haven't read the first book yet, but I have had it on my TBR, like on my library list to see how I feel about it, so I'll definitely let you guys know once I do end up picking it up. Then we have the cover for Verona Comics by Jennifer Dugan. I love this cover so very much, and as someone who loves comic books, I am very excited to read a book set in a comic book store. I think that I'm gonna really love this one. Unfortunately, I never got around to reading Hot Dog Girl, which came out earlier this summer. I heard kind of mixed things about it, so I kind of put it on the back burner. I did love that cover too, but this one I'm definitely going to be picking up as soon as it comes out. And then lastly, we got a cover reveal for The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant, and this is a new fantasy series that is described as a diverse reimagining of The Jungle Book and Les Miserables, so that sounds pretty interesting. Then for adaptation news, the first thing that I'm going to say is actually going to be revisiting one of the items in a previous video, and that's that all three of the Sanderson sisters have said that yes, they would love to be part of Hocus Pocus 2 should Disney Plus decide to go forward with that sequel, so that's really exciting. Sarah Jessica Parker actually confirmed it in an Instagram comment. She said, "We all said yes, now we wait." Then we've got some Fantastic Beasts news, and that is that Fantastic Beasts 3 is going to start filming in the spring. This third film is going to take place in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Crimes of Grindelwald definitely had some mixed reviews. I personally didn't love the second installment of the film, and Warner Brothers is totally aware of the less than stellar reception. So one of the things that I am excited about is that they decided to bring in Steve Kloves, who was a writer for all of the Harry Potter films. So he's actually going to be working on the script for Fantastic Beasts 3, and he's going to be working on it alongside J.K. Rowling, so the two of them will be doing it together. And honestly, that sounds more promising because it just seemed like they didn't really know what they wanted to do in the second movie, and I think they definitely need to get some fresh blood in there. They've also confirmed that it will feature more Hogwarts and more Dumbledore, but that's really all that we know, and we don't have a title or anything yet either. We'll likely find out the title like next November. Then HBO Max made a lot of streaming announcements along with their price point and all that kind of stuff. So they're going to be launching in May of 2020, and the price point is going to going to be $14.99 a month in order to subscribe. I believe it's going to be free for current HBO subscribers for the first month, and then I don't know how that's going to work going forward. I didn't really look too much into that since I don't have HBO, so it doesn't really concern me. And then some shows that it's going to be streaming are Rick and Morty, South Park. I already talked about how they're getting all of the Studio Ghibli films, and then some of the things that they have in development. The one that I find most intriguing is the Green Lantern television series. Greg Berlanti is going to be working on it, and he said that it will be the biggest DC television show that they've ever done. And he also confirmed that they will be going to space. So I'm pretty cautiously optimistic for this one. I think anything has to be better than the Green Lantern movie, and I really, really like Green Lantern, and if they do something like Blackest Night, I'm there. Mindy Kaling is also writing I believe it's a sitcom, and it's called College Girls, but we don't really have any other info on that so far. Doctor Who is also confirmed for seasons 13 and 14, and HBO is going to be the home to all of the seasons of Doctor Who. They're also working on a Gossip Girl sequel, and they have so far confirmed that Kristen Bell will reprise her role as the voice of Gossip Girl, which that just makes me so happy because I cannot picture anybody else being the voice of Gossip Girl. The new series is going to take place 8 years after the first Gossip Girl site went dark. They haven't told us anything else about who it's going to be following, but as I've said in previous videos, I'm curious if they're going to be following the Carlisle siblings since they were the kind of next gen of Gossip Girl in the books. And HBO is also going to have all of the Lord of the Rings films and obviously all of the DC films. There's going to be quite a library for streaming for that service. And then actually still while talking about HBO, they decided to pull the plug on the Age of Heroes prequel television show that they were working on, which was a Game of Thrones prequel, but they have greenlit another Game of Thrones prequel, and that one is called House of Dragon, and that focuses on the Targaryen family. This one already got a straight to series order, and there's going to be a total of 10 episodes. It takes place 300 years before the events of A Game of Thrones, and it pulls very heavily from Fire and Blood, which is the huge prequel novel that George R.R. Martin published last year. Then it was announced that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 will be coming to us in 2022, which is so far away. I love Into the Spider-Verse so much. Like, it's my favorite Spider-Man movie ever, and I'm so excited to be getting more, but I wish that we were getting it sooner. But they confirmed it on Twitter with like a glitchy kind of trailer, and then Phil Lord also confirmed that they have already designed Japanese Spider-Man, so I'm really excited that he's going to be in the film. The exact date that it's coming is April 8th, 2022. Then Critical Role: The Legend of Vox Machina is coming to Amazon Prime. It's going to have 2 seasons so far. I would imagine that it'll probably get picked up for more because Critical Role has a very intense fan base, and I know a lot of people are very, very excited about this. It's going to be an animated show, and I believe that anybody who supported the Kickstarter for it but doesn't have Amazon Prime will still be able to watch the show for free, and then anyone who has Amazon Prime, it will obviously be included in your streaming library. We also got a new Witcher trailer, and we found out that The Witcher is hitting Netflix on December 20th, and I'm so excited, and I really need to get on finishing that series, but I'm watching it on December 20th, like, make no mistake. Then in 2020, we are getting a Princess Switch sequel. This one's gonna be called The Princess Switch Switched Again, and we're going to be getting a third Vanessa Hudgens character that is a triplet of these 2 other Vanessa Hudgens. She is a party girl, and it seems like she might kind of stir things up and potentially mess up everything going on in the palace. It sounds ridiculous, but I'm totally gonna watch it. Then Darius the Great Is Not Okay is going to be getting a film adaptation, and Universal Pictures is going to be handling that adaptation. We also got the first teaser for Stephen Moffat and Mark Gaddis's new Dracula series. Stephen and Mark are the team that did the Sherlock series, and Dracula is going to be in a similar format where we're going to get 3 90-minute episodes, and they will be adapting Bram Stoker's Dracula. I was really excited for this until I watched the trailer, and it really grossed me out, and I don't think that I could watch 90 minutes if that's any indication of how like gruesome the show is going to be. That was really unfortunate, but I don't know if they just played it up in the trailer, so I'm gonna have to wait to see what other people say about it before I try to give it a shot. And lastly, Anthony Ryan's A Raven's Shadow series has been optioned for television, but it's very preliminary, and again, there are no other details besides the fact that it has been optioned. So those are all of the news stories that I have to share with you with you guys. Hopefully you found out something new or saw a new beautiful cover that you hadn't known about. Let me know if there's anything that you are particularly looking forward to. And that's all that I have for this video, so I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!